All right, welcome back. After the blocked field goal there, please welcome former Bengals MVP quarterback Boomer Esiason to the show. Boomer, you said on your show that you don't typically watch the Manning cast, but you also said, and I'm quoting you here, with you on tonight, this will be must-watch TV. Now, you got to tell us, should we give our censors a little warning? What do you got prepared for tonight?
No, you don't have to worry about that. I'm not Marshawn Lynch. You're not going to have to beat me out tonight, Eli. I'm just saying that, quite frankly, thank God you took that mask off. That's all I can tell you. And I will say this, I find you guys to be distracting. You're too funny. Both of you guys together are funny, and that's what I was talking about, saying, you guys distract me from watching the game.
That's our crowd. We want people who want to be distracted, I think.
That's right. That's what we're looking for. Hey, Boomer, you were drafted by the Bengals.
I would say
Hey, Boomer, you were drafted by the Bengals in a short time. You're winning an MVP. You got him in the Super Bowl. What kind of made everything come together in that great Super Bowl season for you guys?
Well, Sam Weiss, really, he was a great coach and he was a great innovator, and he allowed us to use the no-huddle offense. I see a lot of times the Bengals will go to that with Joe Burrow, and they should. But Sam was a guy that allowed me to do something that nobody had else ever done before at the quarterback position. And as we watched Joe Burrow drop a ball up there. But, we had a lot of great players in that team. It was a smart team. When I first got there, Kenny Anderson was the starting quarterback. Turk Sherman was the backup quarterback. Chris Collinsworth, Steve Kreider, Pat McInally, Anthony Munoz, Max Montoya, M.L. Harris, Isaac Curtis. There were a lot of great players there. So I could not believe the size of the playbook, Peyton. It was amazing, and it took me a year and a half to memorize it. And Sam required me to memorize every single play, every formation, every personnel group, and every defense that we were playing against.
I love it. I love it.
They're going to need one of those plays right here, 3rd and 10. Oh, making it look easy.
Oh, God.
He just intercepted it from Green. Green thought he was getting another pick right there, Boomer. And the receiver came back and intercepted it from Green. Watch this. Green's got this. Green has got this.
Oh, man. Oh. That's what you call throwing a guy open right there. And I have to say that Joe Burrow has done this now the last 3 weeks. He's found his game, man. And I'm telling you, he is spot on, even without Jamar Chase.
Boomer, even before Joe was drafted, you presented him with a Bengals helmet when he came on the NFL Today on CBS. And last year you got to sit down and watch some film with Joe a little bit. What are your impressions of Joe so far?
Eli, he's a great kid, and he's not even a kid anymore. He's a man. But I did the same thing with Carson Palmer when he was coming out of USC, and I knew the Bengals had the #1 overall pick. And we watched film here in Cincinnati with Joe, and it's kind of like a little bit of a tradition that I have on the NFL Today to give the helmet to the guy that's going to be lucky enough to become the quarterback. And it takes a personality like Carson and, of course, like Joe Burrow to get the organization the right way. He's a great leader. He's a little goofy, like you two guys are, but he knows the game. He loves the game. And his teammates really do respect him like your teammates respected you guys. That's really the thing that separates him for what he has really become. I mean, he's got the heart and he's got the soul. And remember, he was an all-state point guard for his basketball team. And when I found that out about him, I knew that he was going to be perfect for the NFL.
Boomer, you mentioned
not an all-state point guard.
Yeah, okay. All right. Let's not get into my basketball high school career. Let's watch this 3rd down here. Boomer, do they miss Chase tonight? I mean, obviously he's a great player. You follow this guy, but tell me how Joe adjusts without Chase tonight.
I heard you guys in pregame talking about what he's going to be able to do. And listen, if Myles Garrett's going to be all over him like that, he's going to miss everybody tonight. Man, I hate defensive ends that do stuff like that. They actually just ruin the whole game, man. You get your whole family watching and everything else, and then he throws you to the ground like this.
They had a chip on him. The running back chipped them out of the way.
Off of him. Yeah.
Off of him a little bit.
I played with a great guy in Arizona. His name was Larry Centers, and Larry Centers was the best chipping back I'd ever seen. He hit Michael Strahan once so hard it sounded like a flat tire.
Larry Center is one of the great receiving backs out of the backfield, too, if I recall. Boomer, stay with us. We're going to commercial here. Stay with us. We got some questions about some old Haynes commercials we want to ask you about, so be sure you hang in there with us.
All right, here we go. You can see right here, here's the guy that makes the interception. He's probably got the tight end in man coverage. When the tight end blocks, he's just hanging out. He sees it right here. I think receiver just not used to that situation. No one's open, need to throw the ball away. And all week in practice, that guy was open. He's throwing the touchdowns. He was feeling good. Right here, didn't work.
Exactly right. That guy was definitely not there in practice every time they ran that. So, Boomer, we're seeing a lot of RPOs these days. That wasn't around when I was playing, when you were playing, but you were the best play-action quarterback out there. I remember when I was a rookie, Bruce Arians got me all this film of you play action. I used to study you. What was kind of the key for you in play action?
Well, there were two things, Peyton. One was play action, where there would be that bootleg that they're showing right there. And then another one would be what we would call run action. And it was interesting because the defense would react to the initial hit between the offensive and defensive linemen. And the instincts of a defensive player is to think that when they hear that there's going to be a running play. And we ran a lot of passing plays off of that run action. And that's one of the reasons why so many guys were so open down the field, because early on when we started doing that, it was my job, if I was handing it off, to look like I wasn't handing it off. And when I was doing the play fake like this, you could see Eddie Brown gets behind the defense. And this was like stealing. It was like stealing in every game because we had such a good running game with James Brooks and Ickey Woods that we took advantage of it. A big offensive line, one of the best rushing teams in football. And it was just a weapon that we were able to utilize that really turned out, I would say, probably at least 100 big plays, if not more.
Great example of a great fake, Eli, when the TV camera actually follows the running back and Boomer still has the ball. It's like the ultimate compliment to a quarterback. All right, 4th and 3 here, Boomer. Do they go for it here? It looks like it's going to be the end of the quarter. They'll have time to think about it. What do you think? Go for it or punt here?
I think if you have Joe Burrow and you're on their side of the 50, you go for it, man. That's what you pay the big bucks for these quarterbacks for. If I had Peyton or Eli Manning, I'd be going for it. I mean, this is what you pay these guys to do.
I like it. I wonder if they do a dummy snap count here just to try to get Myles Garrett teeing off, knowing that the quarter is going to run out here. You knew Mike's it. He makes it look real. He snap. I love it.
Hurry. Oh.
All the right ideas, right? Clap. Make those D linemen thinking you're going to snap it. Good decision. Boomer, stay with us. We got that Haynes commercial. I want to talk about La Boom, too. You in Collinsworth's bar.
You got it.
You're not getting out of here without talking about that. 4th down. Looks like the Bengals are going to punt here, which I am surprised as well, Boomer. I think you give it to Burrow. I wonder on a critical 4th and 4 if that's where he might miss Chase a little bit. Hey, if we had Chase, we could get one-on-one covered. He's not here. Let's punt and play safe. Our defense is playing good. I am a little surprised by this one. What about you, E?
Yeah, I'm surprised. I think with Burrow, he's been playing well. They got the other 2 receivers that are stud receivers. I think, I think in this situation you go for it. But hey, they think they can back them up. They're not, to get the ball in good field position again and have a chance to get an easier touchdown and not set up the Browns with a short field.
Pat McAfee is smiling right now, Boomer, is all I know.
Would love this.
Yeah, of course he would. Cowher and Pat McAfee
I don't like
are
it.
loving this.
Yes. Yes, they are.
All right, Boomer, we kind of teased it earlier, right? Last season, Joe Burrow said the Bengals were playing so well because there was nothing to do in Cincinnati. Were things a little livelier in Cincinnati when you played specifically? Because back then you co-owned the nightclub with Collinsworth that was named, and I'm not making this up, La Boom?
La Boom?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. Yes, La Boom is right, and it was a part of the waterfront. We had a general partner, his name was Jeff Ruby. During the 1987 players' strike, I woke up one morning, picked up the Cincinnati Enquirer, and Jeff Ruby banned the entire team from the waterfront, the restaurant that Collinsworth and I owned. And I remember saying to Chris, I called him up. I said, Chris, did Jeff actually ban us as well? Because if he did, I'm taking my money out of the restaurant. But he banned the whole entire team because we got into a couple fights in the bar with, I think, a movie crew that was shooting fresh horses. Yes.
As you should, yeah. As you should.
Brilliant. I guess Joe might have to get his own nightclub. Yeah. What do you think? You recommend, would that be your advice to Joe? He's got to create his own nightclub there in Cincinnati to have a little fun?
Joe's doing fine.
You know what? I would not recommend that to Joe, no. There were a lot of headaches and there were a lot of unpaid bills by teammates.
For sure. For sure.
Boomer, I don't know if you know this or not, but Peyton likes to endorse and do a lot of commercials. And I think he also is thinking about rating other players when they're in a commercial and how well they do. Back in the day, you did some commercials for Hanes. How would you, was this underrated acting right here? What do you think?
I was all about the beefcake, boys. I wasn't about the acting. Sorry about that. Me and my Newfoundlands there in my underwear commercial. Have you guys ever done an underwear commercial?
Never been asked. No. Never been asked. I think I would Omaha out of that one if they asked me for sure.
Yes, you would be. Omaha. Yes.
Omaha, real fast. Boomer, you've obviously hosted a New York hit sports talk show since 2007. You get a lot of people calling in, talking about the Giants. For a long time, of course, a lot of calls were about Eli. I assume all those calls were pretty positive about Eli, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I was very positive about Eli, especially late in his career. I will say this. Positive. In 2007, man, they wanted you and Coughlin out of here. And then all of a sudden, you guys went on that run and you went all the way to the Super Bowl. And I basically said that you were going to win the Super Bowl. I never got a thank you note from you, by the way. And my partner bet me, and the fact that you went to the Super Bowl, he had to cross the Brooklyn Bridge in a Speedo at that time, and then had a hemorrhoidectomy after it. So, I never got a thank you note from you for being in your corner and supporting you through all of those tough times.
Okay, so you had one show. You had one show where you supported me, and the 10,000 other shows you went against me, and I'm supposed to write you a thank you note?
Yes. That's Southern. It's being a Southern gentleman. Write your thank you notes, handwritten, no emails. Sorry. That's incomplete. That was not a catch.
Yeah, they're going to review this.
I didn't think it was a catch either. But I will say this, Eli. You've given me a lot of things to talk about over the year, and for that, I will never be able to say enough thank yous.
No doubt.
Thank you,
Stay with us, Bo.
Thank you. All right, welcome back. The ruling was called incomplete, so now the Browns have to punt. This is like the 12th punt that we've had since Boomer been on the show. Boomer, towards the end of Peyton's career, you tried to give him a compliment, and you compared him to Mets pitcher Bartolo Colon. Has anyone ever told you that you were very bad at compliments, and did Peyton send you a thank you note for that compliment?
Nice. How about that screenshot?
All right, so no, he did not send me a note for that compliment. And basically, Eli, you're here. I'm a Met fan, and Bartolo Colon, we love Bartolo Colon. So I was trying to say that Peyton going into Super Bowl 50 with half a neck, lost his fastball, but he could figure it out, and he could still be the leader and lead his team to victory as the punt gets away here. And I was saying the same thing about Bartolo Colon, that he had lost his fastball, but you know what? He's still very effective, that he could still get the job done for the Mets. So I wanted to have these two guys running a 40-yard dash. I tried to set that up, and I don't think Peyton ever got back to me.
No one wants to see that. They should both
be in an underwear commercial together.
Nobody wants to see either of those. All right, Boomer, last question. We're going to let you go. Hopefully we'll get some first downs after you leave us. In my research for this interview, I heard that in 1985, in honor of Halloween, you pranked a Bengals rookie by switching his candy with X-Lax. Should kids avoid trick-or-treating at the Esiason house tonight?
That's a true story, by the way, and thank you for bringing it up, Peyton. That means you actually do your homework. There's no question about that. Yeah, but I would never do that with a kid, only a kid that's a little bit out of his lane, if you know what I mean. A little guy, maybe a rookie that's a little bit too big for his britches that needs to be brought down a step or two.
Absolutely. I know the type. I know those rookies with bad attitudes. You gotta humble them a little bit.
Hey, what do you think? I mean, so far the Bengals. I mean, Burrow's been getting completions, but it's all been underneath. I mean, everything's kind of been short. Do they need to push the ball down the field a little bit, take a shot here eventually?
Probably so. He's throwing his checkdowns pretty early, don't you think, Boomer? I mean, I think he is missing Chase a little more than I thought, it seems like.
Well, there's no question that Chase is the big player for him. Think about Tyreek Hill or Tua Tagovailoa without Tyreek, or just thinking of maybe Jefferson or Cousins without Jefferson. Those types of players.
Diggs and Allen,
Oh my God! Yeah, these guys they're game changers, and they stretch the defense for sure. But there's enough talent here that you'll see it sooner or later, because they are about as big play a team as there is in the NFL. 30-yard completions are the norm for them on offense.
But they're going
playing a lot of
two-man, cover two-man. That's corner's got safety help behind him. He's not going to back up. A hitch route is not the best route versus cover two-man. You like some kind of out-breaking route from the slot. Watch the corner. He's not going to back up at all because he's got safety help. He's right there. It's great coverage, don't get me wrong, but he's got safety help. That safety deserves part of this pass breakup as well. He won't
That's
get
on
it on
third and two. Hey, you don't see that much on 3rd and 2. Right there, they're not scared of the Bengals running the ball. Right there, if you saw that, it's the best defense to run the ball. You should be able to get 2 yards easy. Yep. They're not worried about it. Yep. They're saying, they're going to throw it all day. We'll let you run it because they're not going to do it anyway.
Boomer, can't thank you enough, man. You were awesome. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Boomer.
Thank you, boys. Have a great night. Hopefully we'll see some touchdowns. See you guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.